Hello, Tim from Fair Play Now on the 28th of September 2023. So, going to make this a fairly brief one today, but I want to explain to you why I'm a truther, or if you want to be a bit more rude about it, a conspiracy theorist. Why did I become one in the first place? Well, it's because of things like this. So, this is a photo of the album cover of Breakfast in America by a band called Supertramp, and you've got the lady there, the waitress, bringing a breakfast menu over to you, kind of thing, and you're looking out of a plane window at the skyline, or at least the pre-2001 skyline of Manhattan, of course. So it looks pretty innocuous, but if you just reverse the image, this is what you get. Spooky, isn't it? So right over the Twin Towers, the first P in Supertramp becomes a 9, and the U, which is kind of weirdly placed behind the Twin Towers, you'd think it'd be, the bottom of the U would be kind of superimposed over the front of the towers, but if they did that, this particular thing wouldn't appear, would it? So the U becomes an 11, again directly over the Twin Towers. So you've basically got the Twin Towers there, 9/11, and it's just absolutely incredible. So what are the chances that you're kind of looking out of a plane window, for starters, at breakfast time, and if you kind of look carefully out of, you imagine you're inside that plane window and you're looking out, the altitude of the plane is clearly below the top of the Twin Towers as well, which would have probably been the altitude of the planes just before they hit the Twin Towers, and obviously normally you'd be well above them, wouldn't you, if you're coming into JFK or something, or flying out of it. And also it's quite interesting, if you look at all of the other buildings in the Manhattan kind of representation there on this album cover, they're all things like salt and pepper pots and ketchup bottles and that kind of thing, to show that you're having breakfast in a cafe or whatever. But the Twin Towers are a close representation of what they actually look like. So that's a little bit strange as well, that they chose to not do anything different with those, and they did with all of the other buildings. So it is a weird thing, isn't it? And what makes it so weird is that this album came out, Supertramp put it out in March of 1979, so a full 22 years before the events of 9/11 happened. So just absolutely chilling, isn't it? And apparently, like I say, it was put out in March of 1979, and if I was a betting man, I would put a reasonable amount of money on the exact date being the 11th of March 1979. Maybe you'd care to look that up to see what the exact day was, but if it's the 11th of March, that would make it even more coincidental, supposedly. So that is one of the reasons why I have these thoughts, why I think like I do. And you might sort of think, Tim, it's total coincidence, you're just clutching at straws. Well, it's hard to argue that, really. Just looking at that one image, there's just so much in there that you can't really refute it. But even if you could, this isn't like it's a one-off. There's so many other things like this out there, both about 9/11 and other things as well. Just so much stuff out there, and it can't all be coincident. Now, I was first made aware of this Supertramp thing by Mark Devlin in a presentation I saw of his a fair while ago now, probably a couple of years ago, and he talked about this and it absolutely blew my mind. And I've got one of his latest presentations for you that I filmed at the Uprise and Shine event. It's both on my website and I've put it on here as well. So by the time you see this video, that video should be on here as well, and I'll put a link in the description box below to it. And as it's on this platform, it should be quite easy to get to, and it's well worth a watch. And one of the many things Mark talks about is Prince, and in particular a concert he did, I think it was in Belgium, I think he said, or Holland, Netherlands, in 1998, I believe it was. And Prince appears in this clip that he has in his presentation to be making references about 9/11, even though at that point it was still 3 years in the future. So that is another very, very weird coincidence. So just to wrap this up, it's not like a conspiracy theorist, and as I saw in a meme I came across some months ago, it's more like and it's bleeding obvious theorist, because this kind of thing is plain as day. I can't see how people can't accept that this stuff is plain as day. It really is. It is bleeding obvious that these things are indeed conspiracies, stuff that was carried out that by the powers that shouldn't be for nefarious reasons. And how anyone can just think, oh no, it's all coincidence, it can't possibly be. Well, if you think that like that, I'm afraid you are living in complete and total denial, and it's time to snap out of it, quite honestly. But anyway, I'll let you go and see Mark's presentation. It's very worthwhile watching, and you'll find it very interesting, very entertaining. And I'll let you go and do that. Back soon. Tim from Fair Play Now. Thanks for watching.